According to Adekunle Gold's song, the grass is greener on the other side. That's what I thought before I took the ride. For many of us, before we came to live in the UK, we probably thought money grew on trees. But coming here, you realize that to make money, to make income, is probably not as easy as most of us thought it would be. It's not easy to make money, and at the same time there are lots of expenses that also take the money from you. You pay taxes, there are bills, high bills to be paid, and then there are also people who depend on you, who rely on you, who are based at home. For some people who are on temporary visas, they need to save up money in order to renew their visas for the next one. So there are so many expenses, so many things that can take away your income. And sometimes you just need a little bit of something else here and there, to add to whatever you're already making from your job. Whether it is to buy little things for yourself or do little activities for yourself, or whether it is to have that little bit of £20 here, £100 here, so that you can send something home to people and to help other people. This video is about a few passive income activities that you can do, and also you can call them side hustles as well. I didn't want to use the title side hustles because it kind of gives the connotation of hustling, but you can also call it, things that you can do to earn some passive income while living here in the UK. Now, this video is not about teaching you how to make millions in your sleep or forex or all of those things. Many times people lie to you when they tell you that you're going to make all these millions from trading and forex. Many of them are also trying to hustle money out of you. So be very, very careful and beware of those people who tell you, I'm going to teach you trading, and then you're going to leave your job, you're going to earn millions, blah blah blah. A lot of people have lost money that way. So be very, very careful. If you don't understand the world of trading and forex, please do not go into it at all. But there are very, very simple things that you can do, things that are probably already part and parcel of you, things that you probably already do and you didn't know that you can earn income from them. I'm going to mention four main categories, four main points, and the fourth one is really going to shock you. You'll be surprised about how easy the fourth one is. So come along, let's dive into it. The first one is making money out of skills, making money out of something that you already know how to do really well. Whether that be something that you learned while back in Nigeria, something you learned online, something that you've always known how to do, maybe just from upbringing from home. For example, some people know how to cook really, really well, maybe because their parents or their mother got them involved in cooking very, very early at a very young age. So the cooking is a part and parcel of them. You can cook, you can cater for people. There are people who are looking for people who can cater food that they can put in their fridge and freezer and have for the week. So you can cater for people to have food at home for the week. So speak to your contact, send out messages. I can make this, I can make that. And you can also differentiate yourself. So if there's a particular type of meal that you know how to do really well, because there are lots of caterers out there, there are a lot of people into this type of business. So it will be good if you can differentiate yourself. So if there's a particular thing that you really know how to cook really well, that a lot of people don't know how to cook, for example, things that are a bit tricky, some type of soups, or maybe things like moi moi, things that are a bit tricky for a lot of people. If you know how to do those things, you can differentiate yourself and do that and specialize in that. I know somebody, a lady who makes she makes sausage rolls, and I order sausage rolls from her sometimes, and I really like how she does it. It tastes really well. She has her full-time job, proper executive lady, but she just does this, it's something that she just enjoys doing. So sometimes I'll order some sausage rolls. She'll earn a little bit of something here and there from it. Um, if she can just use that to buy one or two things that she doesn't have to take money out of her own salary to do. So differentiate yourself if you know how to do something. For me, for example, I'll use my own situation as an example. So I had a cake business which I closed, which I ran for like 10 years. And it just started out of the fact that my mom taught us how to make cakes. So I started with the recipe my mom gave me, and then I improved on that. And then I started watching decorating videos, and I just from ideas from what I already had from my mom, I combined that with the videos I was watching. I never went to learn to make cakes. I never went for any cake training. Just a combination of what I already knew and then some videos I watched. That's how I started the cake business, and it was really, really big. And even I couldn't handle it anymore. And this is the reason why I closed it to focus on my full time job. But it's something that I already have as a skill. I can always pick it up, even though right now I'm slowly going back to it. So all I just make now are cake trays. So that's kind of like a side also passive income for me. So I make cake trays, easy cake trays that you can slice into pieces for gatherings like barbecues, or you can just have it in your fridge. So I'll insert a picture so that you can see what the cake trays look like. That's something I'm just doing now as a passive income thing, because baking is becomes quite easy to me. I've got some really good recipes that have worked for me over the years. So that's something I just enjoy doing and I do it. So that's kind of like an example of something. Um, so I'll give another example. I went to a party and there was this saxophonist playing. So he plays his saxophone on top of music that is already playing, that the DJ is playing. And he was so good that everyone wanted his contact. So that's probably something he learned maybe when he was in the choir in Nigeria. So now he attends parties and just plays his saxophone, gets paid for it. So things like that, dig into something that maybe you already know how to do. Maybe when you were in the choir in Nigeria, you used to play the drums. There are bands that are looking for drummers. You know how to talk really well. You can be an MC. You can do alaga. There's those little things that you already know how to do, things that are within your capacity, something you already do effortlessly anyway. Think of how you can turn that into some sort of income for yourself. The second passive income idea is reselling. So this has to do with buying something and then reselling it to people who you think might need them. So maybe, for example, you travel somewhere and you see something that is probably not available to people in the UK. Um, as long as it's not something that is banned in the UK or anything like that, you can purchase those items, bring them, and then sell to other people. Something unique that people don't really have easily available. If you go somewhere and you find it, think of reselling opportunities or how you can make income out of that. Buy a few pieces, um, and put a little bit of profit on top of it and sell it to people around you. So it's either you sell to friends or you can sell on like eBay or Amazon or anything like that. So reselling something that you see that you think that other people might like. So that could also be maybe if you go to Nigeria, all those little snacks that are not easy to find here in the UK. So donkwa, all those sweets and snacks that are not easy to find. You can bring them as long as you've got enough capacity in your luggage to carry them. Bring them in and sell to people, package them nicely, sell. You can bring Gary, sell to people around you. So reselling. And also another idea, which this would totally shock you, is selling your old clothes. So there are sites where you can sell your old clothes. The one I use is Vinted. This is not a sponsored ad or anything like that, but the one I use is Vinted. So old clothes, I put them together. I take pictures of them, load them onto the Vinted site, put the description, put a price on it. It's very easy to use because, it will even give you guides on how much you can post it and all of that. And people can also bargain on the prices with you. So, and then you sell, the person who is buying pays for the packaging or the postage, and then you send it over to them, and you can make a few bits from that instead of you dumping your old clothes in the dump, causing issues for the environment and all of that. Now what I want to do, not what I tend to do, is if I want to buy another clothing item, I love fashion, so I want to try to buy a few clothing items. If I want to buy something new, I sell off something old, use that money to buy something new so that I'm not just spending all of my money on clothing and buying clothes. So that's another really good way of making income. You know, you can sell something £20 here, £30 here, put it all together. Before you know what is happening, you've got a little bit of something in addition to whatever your salary or monthly income is. You can also, there are also some markets, open markets, that you can take your things to. There's one around Abbeywood, Thamesmead area if you live in South East London. But there are markets all over London or and all over UK, open markets that you can take your things to. You might need to pay an entry fee, maybe like £10 or £15 to enter, and then you take all your things and you can sell. And you'll be surprised at how much you can make at some of those events. And it also kind of, meeting people. You can spend time meeting, talking to other people rather than just staying at home alone on weekends or on days that you're not working. So that's another good way reselling. It's really good. The third one, third method through which you can make passive income is social media. Yes. So this one, it depends. This could take a while before you start to make any income at all. So it depends on your niche, it depends on your luck, it depends on how quickly things move for you. I know somebody who started to talk about a topic which happened to be a topic that people really needed to hear at the time. It became quite trending. The moment he started talking about it, it trended very, very quickly. It got a lot of followership straight away, and I don't know if he's monetized it or not, but I know that through that means people got to know about his other businesses because he's into real estate. So he was able to sell his real estate business because people now know his face through that social media, his social media posts and all of that. He's got the followership, so now he can advertise his business. So social media is a good way to make passive income. The ways that you can monetize your social media platforms, you can make money directly from that, or you can make money from influencing, you can make money from advertising other products, whether your own products or other people's products. You can make money through that as well if you've got the number of followership. Now this might, like I said, it might take time before you get to where you need to get to, depending on your niche, depending on the time. You never know. You never know until you really try. So I'm going to give an example of someone, CCME. CCME is one of the top YouTubers in Nigeria. And how did she start? She started YouTube when she was in the UK as a student, as a master's student. She was all by herself and just needed some outlets, just needed something to do for fun. So she put on her camera and talk about things. And then she started cooking and sharing cooking recipes, food recipes. And at that time, YouTube was still quite new, so she was able to gather that followership that she wasn't competing with many creators. So she was able to build her followership. And then COVID came and things really blew up. Everyone was at home. So yeah, all the YouTubers who were already set up on YouTube before COVID had the opportunity to just absolutely grow because they were already there on the platform. So yeah, and I'll also give an example of somebody else that I started watching because I was looking for ways to cover my acne at the time. So that's how I actually got into watching YouTube. I was looking for solutions to my acne and also how to cover the acne with makeup, makeup steps that I could do that would cover the acne. And then I stumbled on Oma Bell's channel. She was dealing with a lot of acne at the time, and she was quite open and public and speaking about it. And she would show methods of how she was dealing with that and how she would put on her makeup, and you won't even know that this person has, that much acne. So that was how I kind of started watching her, and then I started watching other creators from then I started getting into the world of YouTube. So yeah, if you're somebody you like to talk or you've got something to share, just put on your camera. You've come back from work, you just want to talk about something, just put on your camera and share. You've got experiences to share. You don't know who's going to learn, you don't know who is looking for that your one video. You don't know if what you want to share or talk about is what somebody has been looking for a while. So just go on it, share, and you never know, it might just completely blow out. The amount of time you spend talking on the phone, you might as well have just put on your camera and just shared something, upload a video. All of the other finessing will come after that. Later, you will know how to edit properly and all of those things. Those things will come. Just put on the camera, talk, upload it. Whether that might be like TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, just upload it and see how things go, and then you can start to make it better later on. So yeah, social media is another way where you can really make some income. You'd never know how that will turn into. It will turn into a big thing for you. You can never know. So if you have, something to share, something to talk about, yeah, social media, get into it. I'm going to touch on my final point, which I said will be the one that will shock you. And then I'm going to give you a few warnings after that. I've gone ahead to put on my scarf, which I'll talk about soon. So the final way that you can make some passive income of the four that I'm going to talk about, this final one is training people on something you already know. This is something that requires little or no effort or and little or no capital for you to do this. So you're basically just sharing the knowledge that you already have, passing that on to somebody else. So somebody says, "Oh, you bake cakes really well. Oh, I can train you. So we can do the training on that. Pay me so amount." And then I will show you how I do it. And then you train the person, you get your money. You know how to do something really well at work, whether it be on the computers or whatever, and somebody is interested, oh, I can train you. This is how much I'm going to charge. And then you charge that amount to train the person, and everyone goes their way. So that's such an easy way also that you can make money. Many of those people who are telling you that they are going to show you how to make money through forex and trading and all of that, this is the method they are using. They're basically making money out of training, passing knowledge onto you. So I'm going to talk about an experience. I'm going to talk about when I read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. A lot of people will know about that. And I dropped that book. So I read it halfway and I dropped it after I read a part of it that really opened my eyes. And I was like, I don't need to read any more of this. I get it now. When I got to the point where the writer said something along the line of he's making money while we are reading his book. So that clicked in my head that this is his own way of making money. It's not as if he already had the money and he's now teaching us how to make the money. No, he's actually teaching us, he's actually making money out of trying to tell us how to make money, if that makes sense. So he's putting this up as a way of teaching you to make money, but actually that's his own way of making money. So Yeah, training is a really good way of making making money. So passing the knowledge that you have, or packaging the knowledge in a way that is resellable, whether that you make something into like a workbook on how to do something, a collection of ideas, sell it off, you know, package it off and sell it all to people as a training, like training guides, or you actually have physical training with people. Training is a really good way. You can also do like training videos and load them onto some websites that you have to give people the codes to watch the video. So when they pay you for the training, and then you now give them a particular login code or something, and then they can then go on and watch the video and learn. So that's another way. So you can research into all those things, something you already know how to do very, very well. Train people on how to do it and make money, and you'll be surprised at how much money you could charge people. When I was doing cakes, I used to charge for training people on making cakes, decorating cakes, and all that. You'd be surprised at how much people are willing to pay to gain knowledge, because people want to get knowledge. People are really particular about getting knowledge and the potential of using that, for them to use that knowledge to make money for themselves. um, that's something that will push people to find the money, to get money for training. People are always willing to put down the money to learn, to get training, because of the potential of them earning more from it in the future. So consider training people if you have something to share. So I'm going to talk about two warnings that I have for you now. One is the fact that you need to differentiate between side hustle, or this thing that you're using to make passive income, from a hobby. So you need to be very careful to make that distinction. If it's just a hobby and you're just enjoying it, that's fine. If you know you want to make income from it, you have to be particular and pursue that income. You have to be careful that you're 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 accounting that you're actually making the money that you're supposed to be making, if that makes sense, and that you're not just doing things for free for people. So if you want to just do it as a hobby and just do it for free, that's totally fine. But if you want to make money from it, make sure that you keep your eye on the ball, and you make sure that you're actually making income, and you're actually making profit, and you're not losing. So whether that be that you use your spreadsheet to balance it, look at how much you're putting in, how much you're making out of it. Is there really profit coming out of this? Or am I just using my own money to fund this thing that's supposed to be a side hustle? So you need to be very, very careful about that. The second warning I have is that people in the UK owe money, or they can owe money. So you need to be careful about collecting your money for work done, whether you're doing work or you're providing a service. Make sure that you have a plan for collecting money. Collecting money, make sure that you have a plan for that. When I first came to the UK, I was surprised about how people like to owe money. You know, they will buy things from you and they won't want to pay you. So you've got to be very, very careful about that. Make sure that if it's something that you're supposed to make an income from, make sure that you keep your eye on the money. Keep your eye on the money. So that is the warnings I have for you now. This is my Arike scarf. If you don't already know about it, where have you been? So this scarf is a part of my Arike Couture collection. So we have some 100% silk luxury scarves, Arike scarves. So you can visit the Arike Couture Instagram page to get more details about it. I'll also leave some links in the description so that you can see what they look like and how you can style them, and they are available for you to order, for you to purchase. This is also another of my, I don't know if I should call it a side hustle, or something that I've always wanted to do. It's something that I'm willing to build into something bigger. So yes, check out the Arike Couture scarves and order one today. I hope you've learned one or two things from this video. Thank you so much for joining me. As always, please do like, please do share this video to someone who will find it really useful. I'm sure one of your friends would find this really, really helpful. So please share and please leave a comment. Thank you. And please watch other videos. Thank you so much and see you on the next one.